It's cleanup time at the Wells Fargo Center after the NCAA Wrestling Championships. The event wrapped up last night with a visit from President Trump. The visit was met with both praise and protests. That was the reaction from the crowd in South Philadelphia last night as the president made his entrance. He sat alongside Tesla CEO Elon Musk and U.S. Senator Dave McCormick. Outside the arena, several dozen people protested against the president's visit. There was a smaller counter-protest with those who say they support President Trump and his administration. Back inside, wrestling fans say this was something they couldn't miss.
If I had to bet, I don't think it will come back until he's out of high school, probably 10, 11, 12 years from now. So to be able to get to experience this with him is, like I said, once in a lifetime.
It had been 14 years since the NCAA Wrestling Championships were held here in Philadelphia. The event was expected to draw as many as 100,000 fans to the city.
As an outsider looking in, this is what I generally think is going on. Not sure how many days we are into the Trump administration. Two things. Clearly, the president is somebody who doesn't forget, probably even forgive anyone who's had a go against him. So Marco Rubio at some time is going to be collateral damage. I just don't see Marco Rubio surviving. I think there's already been some finger pointing over that signature with regards to El Salvador, and Trump has hinted it's nothing to do with him. He said, it's Rubio's department. And the other thing is, Trump is somebody who has clearly studied, clever guy when it comes to watching reality TV and understanding the mechanics of reality TV. Don't forget, The Apprentice was a reality TV show. In a reality TV show, you get a good guy, a bad guy, and disposable characters who take a lot of headlines and then, move on with somebody else. Elon Musk is clearly the fall guy. Because right now, that guy is closer to the president than Melania. He's closer to the anal passage of the president than, roll the toilet roll. Like, Elon is just, he is so far, old joke by the way, coming, so far at the backside of the president, he can probably see the heels of Jim Jordan, Ted Cruz, all of them. Elon is just, I think when it all comes tumbling down, because one thing Trump does very well, he has a career ahead of him if he ever decides to be a analyst of popularity. He obsesses over viewer figures for CNN, MSNBC, and how popular people are. I think he'd be fully aware that Elon right now is about as popular as putting your head in a bowl of diarrhea in a toilet and the flush not working. So I think Elon's days are kind of numbered. Let's see if he goes past, I'll put a figure out there, past 152 days.
Late night memo. Trump also vowed to punish lawyers and law firms who opposed him by rescinding their security clearances and canceling any of their federal contracts. With me now, political reporter for the Washington Post, Mariana Alfaro. Good morning to you. So let's start with this, get this out of the way. Rescinding these security clearances, is there anything other than revenge here? Remember that this is the president who came in 2025 saying that he would not target his political rivals. What is this?
Yes, there is really no precedent this large of a president, removing security clearances from so many folks that have openly said or warned against his return to the White House, right? And I think it's the closest he can do so far in terms of what he has said he could do to these people. He's already talked about removing certain security protections from, for example, Liz Cheney and Kissinger, who, were the only two Republicans in the committee investigating the January 6th insurrection. So I think it's the first tool or sharpest tool he could find so far. And it seems like he is sticking to that promise he made, of seeking some sort of pushback or hitting back against the people that so criticized him in the last administration.
And these are federal district judges who are trying to control our nation's agenda. And yes, President Trump won the popular vote by an overwhelming majority. Yep. He won the Electoral College. And the people of America want change, and these judges they are losing, and they realize that, and we are going to win.
Hey, what about these vandals on Tesla vehicles and dealerships? Give us the consequences there, and what are you learning once they're arrested? Why are they doing this?
Well, you know, we're looking at so much on this. There have been 3 federal charges so far, and I say so far. We are looking at all of these cases across the country. We have a dedicated task force. These are not isolated incidents, as you know, and these aren't vandals. These are Molotov cocktails. You know, that could be a weapon of mass destruction that they're throwing in Tesla dealerships, that they're lighting these Tesla charging stations on fire that are in residential neighborhoods. I mean, it could cause tremendous damages, and people need to know the 3 people in custody right now, they will receive severe and swift consequences, and they are facing up to 20 years in prison.
People were very, very disappointed in the Senate for not voting no on the continuing resolution without any concession, without getting a concession to keep Social Security offices open, without getting a concession to stop firing veterans, without getting a concession to continue Department of Education funding. Are there going to be challenges across the country? Absolutely. Is it going to be a Tea Party? No, because the Tea Party wanted to basically destroy the government, tear down the government. Many Democrats, there's anger, but there's also aspiration. We want to build things like Medicare for all, like a living wage, and a lot of other policies. So you're going to see a new generation come in with a compelling economic message.
Well, speaking of what is the message for people like this woman, who I think is a constituent of yours, who feels so frustrated at this point?
I think people are angry and they're scared, and frankly, they're justified. Because I think this is the same frustration that I think people came out last November, where I think people were looking for a solution. I think people were looking for disruption. I think they've gotten destruction. And I think that's the thing that is making people so scared. I mean, we've continued to go all around the state of Maryland. I was just up in Frederick County this past week, which is a purple area in the state of Maryland, at a federal job fair, where we were helping federal workers who have been laid off now find new jobs. And I remember speaking with one guy, a guy named Steve, who told me he voted for me and he's a Republican. And he said that he has not told his children that he's been laid off. So every single morning he still gets up and puts on his suit, so his kids don't have to know that he's gotten laid off. People are angry, they are scared, they are frustrated, they have a reason to be. And that's why I think the answer is not about our rhetoric, not about what's the pitch that we're making our argument in. You've got to deliver results. You've got to make it easier for people right now. You've got to be able to put more money in their pockets. You have to make things more affordable. If we can do that, then I think you're actually answering the calls and the cries that people have right now.
And obviously in our area,